Lady here. Welcome to a very special lady vlog. I want to welcome all of my subs. I want to welcome all of my new subs. And of course, all my new viewers to the channel. Today, I wanted to talk about an amazing and happy marriage after divorce. After recently, watching and seeing very good people go through very painful divorces and knowing that I've been there before, I felt their pain, I felt their struggles. I got married at 18, basically right out of high school, and I was married for 16 and a half years. There were really good times, but later on it became very bad, and I was in a very abusive marriage. And of course, after going through something like that and having to force myself to leave just to feel safe, you spend a lot of time wondering, will I ever be happy again? Will I ever find someone good? Will I ever have a happy marriage? What about all those amazing marriages you see out there? And I just want people to know that even after you've been married for a very long time and you go through a really long and painful separation and divorce, there is still that opportunity and the ability to meet someone and find love and actually be amazingly happy with your marriage. Now, after my divorce, I lived on my own for almost exactly 4 years. The first time I'd ever been alone in my entire life. And that gave me time to learn who I really was, what I really wanted out of life. And the very first year after I left my ex, I did not date. I didn't even go to bars. I didn't do any of that. I spent that time nurturing myself and getting good night's sleep. I hadn't slept well in a very long time. I mean, on my days off, I would go to Starbucks. I would actually buy a newspaper. Keep in mind, this was 2002, 2003. I would buy a newspaper and a coffee, and they always had like a little patio, and I would go out and I would drink my coffee, read a newspaper. Sometimes I would go to Barnes and Noble, browse books and magazines. I got to know who I was as a person and the things that I liked in life, what I truly wanted in my life. And that's when I grew and nurtured my photography. It started as a hobby. And later on, my new husband supported me, and I found ways to make an income out of photography. And getting to know yourself again is going to be key to meeting someone new and knowing what it is you really want in another person when you meet someone else that you're interested in. I was on my own for 4 years before I met my husband that I'm with now. And that had a lot of bumps in the road, I'm not going to lie. It was a learning curve because there were nothing, my husband now is nothing like the husband that I was married to before. Two totally different people, two totally different personalities. Their likes are different, everything about them different. And it's learning to accept that it's a totally different person. They have totally different wants and needs. And hopefully, while you were on your own, on your personal journey, you learn to know what you like in life, what you want, personally really want out of the rest of your life. And a really happy and really amazing marriage is very possible after going through a long and painful divorce. I met my current husband in 2005, and how I met him was really kind of unusual. I was doing my photography, and I drove down to downtown Dallas, and I went to watch a band play. I actually went because there was a guy that I liked. And this was in 2005, early 2005. And I went to a really icky bar because that's where this band was playing. I was the second person there for the show, and I ran into a couple who was there to see the same band, but they were there for a different person. And so then I began to become friends with the lady of the couple. And over time, we would talk in Yahoo and email each other and things like that. And one day she just messaged me on Yahoo Messenger and said she had this really great friend she wanted me to meet. And it had been like 4 or 5 months since we first met, and she was like, I don't know why I didn't think about him before. He's perfect. You need to meet him. And I chatted on Yahoo Messenger with him for a little while, and then we went on a couple of dates, and he thought it wasn't going to work out. We didn't see each other. And I can't remember what happened. I think I needed something fixed on my computer. And I just asked him would he mind coming and taking a look at my computer. I think that's kind of what happened. And he came back over, and pretty much after that, the rest was history. We just continued to date. And then, I guess it was a few months after that, I moved from Plano, Texas to Arlington. And from 2005 to 2010, we lived together. And in 2010, we finally decided we were made for each other. Let's get married. And so that's when we finally got married. It was a very long process, a very long learning process. We learned a lot about each other, and we just realized after living together for 5 years, we're perfect for each other, we're made for each other. Let's just get married because I ain't going nowhere and you ain't going nowhere. Let's do it. Do we fight and argue? In the past, yes, we really fought and argued. But we also learned that we were very much alike. And that's what causes us to butt heads, is we're both very much alike, very strong-willed. But we also realized that we are perfect for each other, and when we argue about stuff, we always apologize, and we look at the reasons that we argued and how can we fix it? How can we work together to make the arguing stop? How can we work together? How can we each change our ways a little in order to make things work out better? And it's not easy because we have to agree to change some of our own ways. And it's been really hard for me to work on a lot of the different things that I need to change about myself. But at the same time, he had agreed to work on some of the things, work on himself and make changes also. And we talk it out and we work on it. We work on it hard. There is no completely perfect marriage. There never will be a perfect marriage, but there can be a very strong, happy, amazing marriage. And I personally believe the key is, after you get divorced, you work on getting to know who you really are as a person and what it is you really, really want going forward. And if you really, really think that you want to find someone else to make you happy, you have to know exactly what it is that you want in another person. What are the traits you want? And you have to be willing to accept them for who they are, because they're not going to be anything like the person you met before. Completely different people, I promise you. My ex-husband was a businessman, very white collar. And the husband I have now, he is a very strong man. He is a hard worker. He has worked hard for everything that he has achieved for us, just as much as I go out every day and work hard to, to help keep us happy and make us happy as a couple. We have to acknowledge some of the things that we have to do, whether it be working outside the home, or you might have to go and do things that you don't want to do. But now that you're married, it's a 50-50 shot, man. It's 50-50 down the middle. There is no one person doing more than the other. If you can't agree to be 50-50, it's going to be a very hard struggle to be happy, and for it to be a very comfortable and happy and amazing marriage. It's about listening to the other person and accepting who they are and who they're not. And, while you're paying attention and you're listening, I remember thinking to myself, okay, is this really what you want? You better think long and hard. You've screwed up once. It was horrible. You don't want to screw up again. So you better pay attention. You better be, paying attention, listening, and be intense with your words, and actually care about each thing that you say and the choices that you make. I mean, because I can remember driving home from work and thinking, all right, are you happy? Is this really what you want? You don't want to get too invested in something and then realize, this isn't really what I want. What am I doing? It's something you have to you can't just throw yourself into it. Oh yeah, yay, I'm happy. You have to be focused and paying attention on what's going on around you in a new relationship. They're thinking about your feelings and they're listening to you, so you better think about their feelings and listen to them. I mean, we have so much fun together. We do some fun things together, and we even agree on what we don't enjoy doing. We hate going grocery shopping. So what do? We go grocery shopping together. We hate it. So we do it together. And it makes it easier that I don't have to go by myself and he don't have to go by himself. We do it together. It's like one of the things that I had a hard time learning was I needed to learn not to complain so much. And I'm still working on not complaining. If you can't fix it and you're not going to do something to fix it, then don't complain about it. And that's my biggest thing that I have been working on over time, is not complaining. So remember, when you're going through that painful divorce and you do kind of intend on seeking happiness after that, and you think that you do want to find someone else that's going to make you happy in the long run, it's important to take at least a year or two. Know who you are, know what it is exactly what you want in your future. Nurture your hobbies, your careers. Try to think, where do I really want to be financially in my future? And where does that put me when I look for someone else? Take time to nurture the person that you didn't have time to nurture when you were in your other marriage, and when it started to get rough, and then the painful divorce. Here you are now. You're on your own. Watch the shows that you always wanted to watch. Eat the food that you always wanted to eat that your ex hated. You eat it. Go the places you've always wanted to go that your ex hated to go, but you always wanted to go there. Do that. Like I said, play with your favorite hobbies. Nurture them. Read. Listen to music. I loved doing that. It was about year 2 that I started making new friends, both male and female. I had friends, both male and female, that I would do things with. They would ask me, hey, do you need anything? I know you're over there by yourself. I had a friend that would come over and put new furniture together for me, and then we would just go have dinner, hang out. And literally, that was it. He was a really nice person. And, it was learning the balance between male and female all over again. And it helped me to understand, what do I really want? In a significant other going forward, because I messed this up. 16 and a half years, it's all gone. I can't make the same mistake again. What is it I need to do to make it right if I do this a second time? And learn about your faith. Strengthen your faith. Conquer any battles you may be having with your faith and your religious beliefs. Dig into it. Tap into that. Get to know your family again. If you have family members that you haven't spent time with, make sure it's time to do lunch, do brunch, do dinner with the family members that you haven't had a chance to connect with in a while. And yes, make new friends. Make all kinds of new friends. When I got divorced, I really lost a lot of friends. And I had to start all over again, making new friends. And making new friends is how I met my new husband. And I have to tell you, I have the most wonderful and amazing husband that any woman could ever ask for. He's a very, very good man. He calls me out when I'm being an idiot, and I'm appreciative of that. He's taught me how to be self-sufficient in so many ways. He's been behind me, pushing me to do so many things. He is part of the reason that I started to get paid for my photography, and that I am more self-sufficient than I was before we met. Even though I lived on my own for 4 years, I thought I was self-sufficient. I'm even more self-sufficient now since I've been with my husband. I'm here to tell you that a wonderful and amazing and happy marriage can happen after a long and painful divorce, even if you were married for a really long time. It can happen, but it is a lot of work. You have to work on yourself, and you have to spoil yourself for a little while and ask yourself a lot of questions. Then and only then will you be ready to meet the most amazing person that you've ever met. And the most amazing person that you are ready to spend the rest of your life with. If you saw the thumbnail is me and my husband. That is the most amazing man that a woman could ever ask for. He is a very wonderful husband. He is very good to me, and I couldn't ask for anything more. I hope you guys enjoyed some of this vlog. If you enjoyed any of it, give it a thumbs up. If you would like more content like this vlog, subscribe to my channel, guys. If you like uplifting, motivational, inspirational vlogs, subscribe to my channel and hit the notification bell. Don't forget to click all. I also do live streams and giveaways. Guys, an amazing and happy marriage is very possible after a long and painful divorce. Don't give up. I won't give up on you ever. I know that if you're ready, it will happen when the time is right. Heal yourself, spoil yourself, and ask yourself all the questions. Guys, thank you so much for watching. And as always, remember, I'll smell you later.